Failed mid-air plane swap stunt. Well, get this, the lead pilot says he did ask the FAA for permission to conduct the stunt. They told him no, but he says he kept that quiet and went ahead and did it anyway.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Mojo Grip. Mike here with another commentary video. The Red Bull plane swap. Many of you have already seen this or read about it. Well, you had two pilots, two airplanes, and the goal is they're gonna go up, swap planes, and hopefully they have a very successful mission. Now, if you have already seen the video or you've read about this, you already know what happened. One of the planes didn't make it, and one of them actually successfully swapped into the other person's airplane. Now, a lot more have happened since then, and we've also found out that the FAA is investigating the crash because, again, one of the airplanes crashed, and now the FAA is investigating it, or at least that's what they say. But now we know the fact that FAA never gave permission for the stunt to happen. Okay, so let's take a few steps back. Red Bull as an organization, we know that Red Bull sponsors stuff like this all the time. Over the years, there's been a lot of really cool stunts done with airplanes that are sponsored by Red Bull. So this is not something out of the ordinary. Now, it is something cool, I would say, both as a public spectator and also as an aviator. I personally was excited to see, if they could actually pull this off. Now, here's the setting. You had two stunt pilots and two airplanes, namely the Cessna 182. And the goal is they go up in altitude over 10,000 feet, and both of them would jump out of the airplane. And once they jump out, they have to switch sides, and one person goes into the other guy's airplane, vice versa, and they land the airplane safely. Now, a lot of technical analysis had to go into making this successful. For one, jumping out of an airplane is one thing, but in order to catch up to the fallen airplane and then get inside, that's a total different equation. And in order for the team to make this happen, some technical stuff had to happen. For example, they had to fit both airplanes or each airplane with a giant speed brake, and that would allow the airplane to stay stable in a nosedive because they do need the airplane to be in this attitude in order for each pilot to get in. And as I said, one of the pilots was able to successfully exchange airplane and get into the other airplane, but unfortunately, the other Cessna 182 went into a stall spin situation and just spun out, and so the other pilot had to parachute all the way down. Now, if you saw this happen live, it was still amazing, even though it wasn't 100% complete. If you saw it and watched this thing happen, it was still pretty cool to watch an airplane swap. Here's where things get sticky. The whole purpose of this stunt or this event is to promote aviation, and that's what Red Bull has done. Like I said, over the years, a lot of money went into this sponsorship. TV slot went into this. So their intention was to do something really crazy and show the world, basically expose everybody else to the world of aviation as they've done over the years. Now, again, testing had to happen. FAA were involved all the way until the very end, because we're now finding out that the FAA never gave the green light to perform the stunt based on a particular rule, even though the crew argued that the rule doesn't apply, arguing that the airplane falling or nosediving becomes an object, not an actual airplane, just a free-falling object. Either way, the FAA said no, but they went ahead and perform the stunt anyway. And I imagine because, well, they've done a lot of planning, a lot of time and money has gone into this, and they also have a contract from what I understand. So I can totally understand why they would just disregard the rules set by the FAA. Now, this is probably going to come back and bite not just them, but everybody else in the aviation community, and I'll tell you why. First, when a federal administration sends you a formal letter saying no, a legal letter telling you no, and you disregard it, that's bad. It's just bad no matter how you argue against it. It's just bad. And unfortunately, it can open a can of worms for more regulations that's not needed. And now you also have people comparing this stunt to what Trevor Jacob did a couple of weeks ago. Now, the result of that is Trevor got his license revoked by the FAA. Personally, I don't think they're the same. I think on one hand, you have one individual who had total disregard for safety and regulations, and also in a deceitful way tried to deceive the public as to what is going on. That's what happened with Trevor Jacob's situation. And then you have on another hand, a crew who said, hey, we're going to perform a stunt. Okay, they were completely transparent about what it is that they wanted to do. They didn't try to deceive the public. A lot of testing went into it, so they didn't just go up in the airplane and just threw both airplanes down. A lot of test flights, planning, and technical analysis went into the stunt to be able to do it successfully. And although they didn't get to the finish line, you can say that they did get half complete because one of the airplanes were able to trade. Now, that's not the problem. As I said, even as an aviator, I was actually excited about this personally, just personally. I thought it was cool that something like this can be done. But on the side of the FAA, and I'm not speaking for the FAA, this is just my opinion. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. If you openly disregard a rule, not just disregard the rule, but you received a formal letter saying, no, you cannot move forward, and then you went ahead with the stunt anyway, I can imagine that this is just bad on their part, and I'm not sure what a defense lawyer would argue in court as to why they went ahead with it. Whatever the reason is, I think somebody's still going to be made a scapegoat. Now, this is where I'm going with all of this, because I do think that all of these trends is going in the left direction for us aviators, particularly in the social media world, because I read an article recently that talked about or suggested that the FAA now create new rules that would apply to aviators and or influencers like myself or the Trevor Jacob, or some of you have watched Trent Palmer's recent video where his license may be suspended. And that's a completely different case. Maybe we'll make a video about that. But I just think that everything is trending in not a good direction, particularly for folks like me who share the love for flying and for airplanes with the world. Now, we're not perfect, as you've seen even in some of my videos where you see mistakes happening. We're not perfect, we're all humans. That said, safety is at the forefront of everything that is being done. And I understand the job of the FAA is to promote that, is to promote safety and not share or have the public misinformed as to what's happening. But ultimately, I think more people sharing their passion and love for flying is good for the general aviation community. And when new rules, or if new rules were to come in, it's going to limit how we portray ourselves, for one. Things would get more scripted, which I probably would not even mesh with, because if you watch a lot of my videos, 99.999%, hell, 100% of my videos are not scripted. Even this video I'm making right now, I am talking to you as natural as you would get it. So when I think of new rules coming in, then really you'd have people having to script what they do and having to act a certain way behind the camera, rather than just sharing their love and their natural passion for flying. So that's the only thing that I'm afraid of. I'm personally happy that I've seen so many new aviation channels pop up in the last, I would say the last 3 to 4 years. When I first started, I may have known maybe 2 people or 3 people that I personally watched before I even started my channel. And now you probably have about 100 at least new channels of aviators. And I think that is good. That is good to spread the word. It's good to show the public or more people this tiny community that we have. And when you have the Trevor Jacobs of the world and, you know, stunts going wrong, and now the administration that governs this whole thing wants to implement new rules, I don't know if that's one, necessary, but also there's enough rules in aviation. Like, this industry is probably the most highly regulated industry in the entire globe. So the idea of having new stuff come in is just crazy. If anything, we should have rules that dissembles old rules. But that's just my spiel personally. I do think that the stunt crew for the Red Bull stunt will have some issues to settle with the FAA, and rightfully so. As much as I enjoy the stunt and it's cool to watch, I think when you just disregard a formal letter or a rule, then you have to answer, because that could set a bad precedence for everybody else. If everyone just goes about disregarding the rules, then that's not a good thing. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, my name is Mike. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.